Another month, another probably not going to get to TBR. I am here again with my November TBR, and there's a lot of books on here that I really want to get to. Like, these are the books that I want to read. And there's at least one book that I will for sure read. And so I kind of put it in here so that I could be like, at least I did some of my TBR. The first book that I have is The Lost Apothecary. I have wanted to read this for a while. This book is A Forgotten History, A Secret Network of Women, A Legacy of Poison and Revenge. Welcome to the Lost Apothecary. In 18th century London, women whisper of a hidden apothecary shop and its mysterious owner, Nella, who sells well-disguised poisons to use against the oppressive men in their lives. Nella's dark world is no place for her newest patron, a precocious 12-year-old named Eliza Fanning. But their unexpected bond sparks a string of consequences that echoes through the centuries. 200 years later, aspiring historian Caroline Parsewell is running from her own demons when she discovers a clue to London's long unsolved apothecary murders. Caroline's upended present soon collides with an explosive history, binding her fate to Nella and Eliza's in a stunning twist that transcends the barrier of time. I believe this is a retelling because I believe this has happened in history. There was a woman, I cannot remember her name. But she did sell these cosmetics that women would put in their husband's soups or whatever and cause them to get ill. And it was very well devised plan. Everybody was sworn to secrecy because if you went down, everyone went down. And so she eventually did get found out because a woman who was poisoning her husband at the last second had second thoughts and told him not to eat the soup. And then he was like, why don't you want me to eat the soup? And she didn't know how to explain it, and then she let it out. So she did eventually get found. I believe this is a retelling. But I'm excited because I really want to read this. It sounds really good. So yeah, this was my first choice that I really wanted to read. The next book that I wanted to read is Trading Places. You saw this in one of my book hauls. This is about a wealthy woman and a mechanic. They get into a car accident and the paparazzi sees it. And in order to kind of like make amends, they switch places because I think he says like, you wouldn't know what it's like to be me. And she's like, that's not true. So they switch places. And she becomes the mechanic and he becomes a wealthy man and they have to live in each other's shoes. I'm excited for this one. This is like a rom-com, silly little book. I put it in here because I just wanted, like, you'll see there's a lot of like serious books in this in this TBR. So I wanted to put something in here for like a palate cleanser. So that's this. And then the next one is Turn of the Key. I don't know what this book is about. There is nothing on the back. It's just accolades. So I don't know what this book is about. Please don't ask me what this book is about. All I know is that I was told I have to read this book. So it is back on my TBR. I think it was on my TBR last month for October, but it's back on my TBR for November, and I am pretty determined to get to it. I did also put it on my Kindle. I am flying, so I'm hoping that I will get to this on my Kindle and read this book. So I have like I have stacks of books all around. So one of the stacks just fell, but that's okay. Anyways, I am determined to get to this. I heard that the plot twist is unreal and that it's, oh my gosh, all the books are falling. That it's unreal and that everybody is supposed to read this. So that is what I'm reading. It's called The Turn of the Key. It's by Ruth Ware. It is on the TBR. Once I read this, I will tell you what it's about. But until I read it, I cannot tell you what this book is about. The next book, we'll just grab from here. So the next book is The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. And I really wanted to get to this. I've heard about it a lot. A lot of people have told me that it's good. I really like Grady Hendrix. I really liked his book, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I thought that was so fun to read. So this one, in horror movies, the final girls are the ones left standing when the credits roll. They made it through the worst night of their lives, but what happens after? From chainsaws to summer camp slayers, Grady Hendrix' fast-paced and wickedly humorous thriller, the final girl support group pays tribute to and slyly subverts our most popular horror films, movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream. Lynette Tarkington is a real-life final girl who survived a massacre. For more than a decade, she's been meeting with 5 other final girls and their therapist in a support group for those who endured the unthinkable, working to put their lives back together. Then one woman misses a meeting, and Lynette's worst fears are realized. Someone knows about the group and is determined to rip their lives apart again, piece by piece. But the thing about Final Girls is that no matter how bad the odds, how dark the night, how sharp the knife, they will never, ever give up. So this sounds really cool. I'm excited for this one. This is a book that I really want to get to. Again, I really want to get to this. I saw this book and my friend sent me a picture and she was like, I just got this from Barnes & Noble. And so then I was like, well, I need to get it also from Barnes & Noble. She also got hers signed by the guy, and it's like, it's very humorous. It's very funny. So this is by John Scalzi. It's called Starter Villain. And inheriting your uncle's supervillain business is more complicated than you might think, particularly when you discover who's running the place. Charlie's life is going nowhere fast. A divorced substitute teacher living with his cat. All he wants is to open a pub downtown, if only the bank will approve his loan. Then his long-lost Uncle Jake dies and leaves his supervillain business, complete with island volcano lair, to Charlie. But becoming a supervillain isn't all giant laser death rays and lava pits. Jake had enemies, and now they're coming after Charlie. His uncle might have been a stand-up, old-fashioned kind of villain, but these are the real thing. Rich, soulless predators backed by multinational corporations and venture capital. It's up to Charlie to win the war his uncle started against a league of supervillains, but with unionized dolphins, hyper-intelligent talking spy cats, and a terrifying hench person at his side, going bad is starting to look pretty good. In a dog-eat-dog world, be a cat. So I'm excited about this. This is very funny. This is very cute. So I really wanted to get to this too. This is kind of like one of those books that you just like sit down and read. It's very short too. So it's one of those books that you just sit down and read one day. It's 250 pages. So yeah, it's short. It's short. Another book that I also wanted to get to is A Study in Drowning. This is by Ava Reed. I think I have talked about her plenty of times on this channel. I am obsessed with her writing. I absolutely love it. So I really wanted to get to this. This is her YA book, and it's called, well, I already said, it's A Study in Drowning. But Effie Sayre has always believed in fairy tales. She's had no choice. Since childhood, she's been haunted by visions of the Fairy King. She's found solace only in the pages of, I don't know how to say that, beloved epic about a mortal girl who falls in love with the Fairy King and then destroys him. Effie's tattered copy is all that's keeping her afloat through her first term at the prestigious, I don't know how to say that, architecture college. So when family announces a contest to redesign the late author's estate, Effie feels certain this is her destiny. But something manor is an impossible task. A musty, decrepit house on the brink of crumbling into a hungry sea. And when Effie arrives, someone else has already made a temporary home there. Preston something last name, a stodgy young literature scholar, is determined to prove Effie's favorite author is a fraud. As the two rival students investigate the reclusive author's legacy, piecing together clues through his letters, books, and diaries, they discover that the house's foundation isn't the only thing that can't be trusted. There are dark forces, both mortal and magical, conspiring against them, and the truth may bring them both to ruin. So basically this is like, I think this is like a dark academia, thank you. You're welcome. I think this is like rival colleagues type of thing. So basically she has this book, it's magical, she goes to their house and it's magical and rivalness happens. So I'm excited for this one. I really, really, really want to get to this one. This also feels like a book that you just kind of pick up one day and just read. So I'm excited for that. And then Bright Young Women. This is by Jessica Knoll. She's the same girl that wrote Luckiest Girl Alive. I haven't read the book. I have not seen the movie, but I have seen both. I believe I own The Luckiest Girl Alive. I don't know where my copy is, but I believe I own it. And so this is Bright Young Woman. This is about a serial killer who travels across the country, and these two girls kind of intersect and try and figure out like what's going on. And so they're trying to kind of bring him to an end. So I heard this was really good though from a couple people that have read this, obviously. But they told me it was really good, that I need to get to it. So I'm hoping to get to it in November. I'm hoping that I get to it in November. I don't have so many videos planned out yet in November. So I'm thinking I might get to a lot of my TBR because I might be using it in future videos. So that's what I'm hoping for. So this is kind of like my dream team TBR right now. So that's that book. And then the last book that I have is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This is a must get to this month because I have been threatened now twice. I do have a video to read this and the Ballad of Never After. I want to read those two. I think A Curse comes out November 7th. Maybe I'll wait until after that and then I can read all three in like a vlog, you know? Maybe I'll do that, I don't know. But that is the plan, that is the hope, that is the dream. It will be gotten to though, okay? This one is a for sure get to because I have the video planned out for it. So this is a for sure get to, I just need to get to it. So that's it, that's my whole TBR right here. Don't ignore this. I just kind of put that there because there weren't enough books at the top. But yeah, so that's the TBR. I've got 8 books listed right there. We'll see if I get to any of them. I hope I do. So videos for November, one is the Made Me Read It series. I have to film that. I did already contact the next person that is going to make me read some books, and they have already given me a list of books to read. So I have that. I need to purchase some of the books though. I don't own all of them. So I have that, and then I am doing the Once Upon a Broken Heart. So those are 2 videos that you can look forward to in November. I think that's it. I do plan on doing a 24-hour readathon in November as well. I don't know when I'm doing it, but I do plan on doing that video, so look for that. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's really the only videos that I have like off the top of my head that I'm like, okay, for sure I'm doing those videos. The rest of it though, like it's kind of up in the air. So if you have any ideas, go ahead and leave them down below. Anything that you want to see. I do think November is going to be my fantasy dark academia like era. So I'm excited for that. And yeah, I think that's it. Without further ado, please leave comments, like, subscribe, do all the magical things that you need to do. And I really appreciate you guys. I'm so excited. There's so many new people. And I will see you. I gotta stop saying and. I gotta stop saying and. I gotta stop saying I gotta stop saying so. Anyways, yeah. I should have like a jar, like a dollar jar. Anytime I say a filler word, put $1 in the jar. I'm gonna go. But it was great to hang out again for a little bit. Happy day. Okay, goodbye.